things doesn't change between the empire, man. Like no matter, they just sell things differently. They just sell their policies differently. Like Trump is more theatrical. And they don't even do that anymore. Biden Democrats, they will say stuff like, "Oh man, we gotta have ICE to protect our borders." But MAGA, they will have like Kristi Noem or some MAGA Barbie like dress up as Homeland Security. Like they had the same policies. The only difference is MAGA, they play dress up.
The Trump economy. Boy, I can't wait for Trump to be out of office. Y'all don't even know that. I'm counting down the days. And it isn't really because of Trump himself, because like how much control does he really have over the situation? But like once the Trump economy breaks, the conservative movement is going to start looking a lot like France. Right? Like they gonna pointing fingers and like it's your fault. Who's gonna lead us now? Like, cause like to keep it a band, like Charlie Kirk was kind of like supposed to be the guy. He was 31 years old. Wow. And to be fair, to be completely honest and objective, he was on that trajectory. And they just took out their most valuable asset. And the MAGA movement knows that whatever the truth is, it's Trump and his team that are hiding it. Like, why the hell did they send? So I don't know if you saw the ADL broke ties with that, or rather the FBI broke ties with the ADL. But they have offices together, which is like, what the fuck? Like, that's weird as shit. To help out with investigating. Like, what the hell is ADL doing helping the FBI investigate any goddamn thing? But there's a
specific new scandal, you would think.
It should be, right? But it kind of is, because FBI from the Connecticut office where they share with ADL, they were the ones who were sent to investigate Charlie Kirk's murder in Utah. And this is after Kash Patel fired Utah FBI agents 2 weeks before Kirk was murdered. And it's like, hold up, you said the ones with the ADL people? Because like you do know you're not seeing all these accusations from Israel about Israel, and then you're gonna send that specific, because like they're one of the most prominent, and you send these officers or these FBI agents from Connecticut, not people who are familiar with Utah, who have worked with Utah law enforcement. You send the ones that have a ADL office with Connecticut, because the ADL, from what I researched, the FBI office in Utah has nothing to do, at least in that area, has nothing to do with the ADL. Why would they? It's a warmer country. So you can't trust them to get you the results you need. Right? Right? Yeah. And so now this whole shit, bro, it's getting crazy. It is getting crazy when the Trump economy breaks, and it is coming. The conservative movement will be in shambles, and it will be ripe for the picking. Like,
Niko, remember what we said? Remember, we predicted this last year, because when Donald Trump won, everyone was like, MAGA is going to have dominance over the next few generations. I'm like, do you understand how this pendulum works? Like, after Biden commits a genocide, it's Donald Trump's turn to fuck shit up. And now all of a sudden, Pete Buttigieg is going to be, Gavin Newsom is going to be propelled, because Democrats seem like they was dead in the water. So after Donald Trump lost, because he had a whole January 6th that scared the shit out of suburbanites, he failed in his first term to accomplish his campaign promises. Like every single president, he failed the American people. So he lost, and Democrats took over. So what did Democrats do to give MAGA a lifeline as MAGA became culturally insignificant? They committed a fucking genocide in order to bail out MAGA. And now, once MAGA takes
and it put up possibly the worst candidate in fucking history, which was crazy. Like, and announced it on Twitter.
That too.
Like,
that too.
What are we doing? Like,
exactly.
You want to talk about the Truman Show? Like, the Truman Show would be more believable. Like, come on, bro. Y'all just really made an announcement that she's about to. Now, after running an entire primary, Kamala Harris is not the Democratic nominee, even though she got not a single vote. Okay. And I know that Trump, it seemed like he's doing his damnedest to hand the House and the Senate and even the presidency back to Democrats. But then every time you think, oh man, they might actually do it this time, these motherfuckers turn around and do. Like, for example, with this flotilla situation, there are several Democrats that came out, and like it's like what, 19, I think, in total, bro. But you know who hadn't said a goddamn thing? Go ahead, take a guess, Nick. Go ahead. You already know the answer. You know the answer. Go guess what I said. Not a word. It's Bernie.
Of course.
It's Bernie. Not a fucking word. Elon, even AOC, because we know she's running for president, but shit, she actually might end up being worse than she will get blown out in the primary. She's gonna get blown out. Like, I think she probably could be the Republican if she had the chance to, but she's gonna get her neck blown out, no pun intended, in the primary. And so
you didn't go there.
Why you laughing, David? I ain't mean like it's only fucked up because you laughing. But it's different because we know who the culprit will be. That's different. Oh shit! Ain't that different? I guess it'll be Zionists that are funding the movie. So anyway, but no, seriously, like she probably won't finish top 3, and it might not be there any fault of her own. Well, it'll be some fault of her own because she won't be able to build the movement that Bernie built because she already fucked up in advance. So what's going to happen? She's going to siphon all of this money again from working class people again, and do what with it? Light it on fire. And guess who's going to remind the world of that every single time she tries to come up and speak out? Us. Yeah. And the Democrats are going to end up putting up somebody because you know Gavin Newsom can't be the governor of California again. People forget that. He cannot be that's it. This is the only option he has left to stay relevant in politics because no one in California is ready to give up their Senate or House seat. Right. So this is it. And like Gavin Newsom he's not going to win. Like, bro got a lot of explaining to do, and all the things about him are going to come to light during the presidential election like everybody else. So, like, they're trying their hardest to fucking lose. Like, y'all got us out here just pretending like Andrew Cuomo and the fucking rapist. Like, why is that even? It's like not being discussed. Like, yeah, man, this Democrat who got like exposed for putting COVID patients in nursing homes and also, sexually assaulting women is trying to be the governor of New York. And he actually, for a while, had a chance to win. Why are the Democrats not demanding he drop out? And why is that not a scandal? Like, they're trying to lose, bro.
I think the 2028, I have no idea. It's a race to the bottom because you're going to have J.D. Vance versus the Gavin Newsom, Pete Buttigieg ticket. That's what it's going to be. You're going to have Bernie Sanders, Zohran Mamdani endorse Pete Buttigieg. You guys can't wait for that. It's going to be a race to the bottom like it's always. It always is. As I mentioned before, Larry Ellison is the real fucking president. The Zionists control. At the end of the day, they're the one who control everything. This is what I want to share just to add to your story, Niko, and we'll begin to wrap up.
Please do.
Because if you think that Kash Patel and the FBI distancing themselves from the ADL is like a good sign of thing to come, you'll be wrong. Because Kash Patel just recently came out and said, hey, man, we just essentially getting rid of the middleman. Like ADL before essentially gave the government directions on who to censor. Now they're like, nah, we're just going to do it ourselves. So Kash Patel is calling for full-blown social media censorship because he upset over clickbait. Actually, I don't want to play this whole video. I just play like the first.
The irony, boy, you're the FBI director for the clickbait president, and you're like, we tired of clickbait.
Actually, I don't feel like playing the clip. I'll just read the description, and then we can begin to wrap up. FBI Director Kash Patel says social media is out of control and insists the U.S. government must step in to address what he calls as clickbait. But so essentially, they get rid of the ADL. But they're just getting rid of the middleman. They're not pretending that there's some sort of human rights organization that's calling them to censor people.
Good thing the Democrats aren't in, man, because they would just love all this big government. You know, good thing we got those good old conservatives who hate big government censorship. Thank God, man. That's just lucky us.
Calm out your mind, my friends. Like, this is why you post duopoly. Things doesn't change between the empire, man. Like, no matter they just sell things differently. They just sell their policies differently. Like Trump is more theatrical. And
they don't even do that anymore.
Biden Democrats, they will say stuff like, "Oh man, we gotta have ICE to protect our borders." But MAGA, they will have like Christy Nome or some MAGA Barbie like dress up as Homeland Security. Like they had the same policies. The only difference is MAGA they play dress up, and
they're going to be blonde hair, blue eyes, 100%. Yeah,
But let's begin to get out here because I think this was a powerful Friday stream. It's always great to have our hotspot brothers, us coming together and breaking down these news stories. I will definitely continue to cover this Gaza peace proposal. I've been scrolling the timeline as you guys were speaking, and man, there's so much going. Things are moving extremely fast. Like Israel bombing Gaza now. Republicans are trying to walk back Trump initial statement.
What?
We're going to cover this next week. There's going to be a lot of cover. We can't be here all night. We will be here literally 3 hours going through the shit.
I can't wait. This weekend's about to be wild. This weekend,
it's going to be wild. So David, I want to start with David.
To see Trump's response. I want to see what Trump got to say about this shit, bro. Because if he flips out,
so someone in Trump's team is going to have to backtrack because he's taking Lindsey Graham is coming out publicly against it. Based on what I've seen, the MAGA establishment is nah, we don't accept this fucking peace plan that you got drawn up. So we will see. The Palestinian movement is celebrating right now. It seemed like Israel checkmated on the global stage. I saw Keir Starmer said he supports this peace plan going through. Keir Starmer had a tweet saying he supports, and he's glad that Hamas accepted it. So Keir Starmer in the UK is putting pressure on Israel now. So there's a lot then moving on this story. I will be back on Monday with Aaron Good. I know Niko.
Hey, bro, election season be having people act out of pocket, don't it? Hey, election season be having people act out of yo, man, this genocide is a fucking y'all. Are we not watching around the world? People are losing around Lula. Even he's getting lots of stuff wrong in Brazil. People don't even realize it, but he ain't gonna get that genocide wrong. That's for goddamn sure. He ain't gonna get that wrong. He single-handedly kept BRICS from transforming the world by blocking Venezuela from joining. And they're like, yeah, but he ain't get genocide wrong. So we gonna let it rock. We gonna let it rock for real. So
yeah, I was pleasantly surprised that he got Ukraine right as well. Lula is far from perfect, but I'm glad he got Ukraine and Gaza right. Here's Keir Starmer's statement. You guys see where this is going. A ton of pressure is on Israel, and this is exactly what Hamas wanted. I don't think many people in Hamas and the Palestinian movement expected Israel to follow through on this. They expected to turn Israel to the international bad guy. Hamas' acceptance of the peace deal is a significant step forward. So Hamas, in my opinion, I'm looking forward to pushback. I love your guys' comments. I want to see how you guys analyze it. From my perspective, I think this was a great chess move when Hamas was in a bad position. But David, let's wrap up because we can go all day. David, I want to give you your final thoughts, anything you want to plug, any final thoughts as we wrap up the stream. Now I'll go to your Niko for your final thoughts before we wrap up as well. David, any final thoughts, anything you want to plug?
Well, nothing that I'm trying to plug, but I guess my final thoughts would be that for the benefit of the Nigerian Christians who feel that their plight or the violence that some of them are facing is being highlighted in front of the world, and that's a good thing. They should understand that this is not the first time that these guys pull stunts like this, right? So when trying to justify some sort of military intervention in a specific location, the first thing that comes is the ritual demonization of some group of people in that place. So be it the supposed Iraqi soldiers throwing babies into ovens, which was a story that was sold very successfully in 1991. If you recall, the ambassador's daughter who was coached to go on TV crying, I saw the soldiers throwing the babies into ovens and, stabbing the babies with bayonets, and they made up that whole stuff, right? Sometimes they don't need to make it up because sometimes there's a core of truth. Either way, it doesn't matter. The empire has one goal, and the goal is the stuff under your feet. You are just an organic obstacle in the way of that goal. Eric Prince is not trying to help you. Eric Prince is trying to kill you so that he can get to what is under your feet. So just for the benefit of anyone who thinks that the Yanks are coming to help you, the cavalry is coming, they're coming to save you from the big bad terrorist Muslims, go give your head a shake. That's not what is going on at all.
That's a great ending statement, David. Niko, any final thoughts? Any project you had coming up? And we'll wrap up the stream after your thoughts.
Really quick, David. Wasn't part of the justification for the U.S.'s involvement in Nigeria in the 90s because of Christians being attacked or something like that? Am I wrong?
there hasn't been a direct foreign military deployment in Nigeria before. At least not
Not
since
like
independence.
explicit.
But yeah, exactly. So yeah, and hopefully we keep it that way. But some people are trying their hardest to change that.
But they're focusing on this as if there's not been a constant back and forth between Christians and Muslims in Nigeria.
Oh, they absolutely has been, and more importantly, they created it.
Oh shit!
They created it, right? The entire pipeline of what we call Islamic terrorism in Nigeria. Where did it come from? It didn't just sprout, out of somewhere without context, right? I did a story about this in 2021. The story probably didn't go far enough because it only focused on places like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Sudan, where a lot of the training and sort of ideological indoctrination for these people took place. But when you draw the line back far enough, it always leads to the State Department. The State Department was aware of everything as it was happening. In that story, I actually mentioned there's a guy who used to work at the State Department. His name is Victor Comras. He was referring to the guy who was identified as essentially the alpha funder of what became Boko Haram in Nigeria, a guy called Ahmed Idris Nasruddin. Right, he was a very wealthy businessman. The State Department actually identified him. The Justice Department actually sanctioned him temporarily, froze some of his accounts and stuff. And guess what? They removed all of the sanctions within a few months. This guy who they wrote this very lengthy indictment that, very intricate indictment. He finances terror networks across North Africa and West Africa. They removed all sanctions. No explanation was offered. And then you have this guy, Victor Comras from the State Department, saying he doesn't know why these sanctions were removed. He doesn't know why this guy is still able to operate. I mean, except you're stupid, you can see the very obvious inference in there. The US government is very much aware of where this Islamic terrorism is coming from, and it wants it to happen. It enables it to happen so that by manufacturing the problem and offering the solution, you can take control of the narrative and of the resources, which is ultimately the goal. So, I really wish that, I lived in an environment where people were more sort of receptive to this kind of information. But, people are just so blinkered. All they can see is, my religion, my faith, my little identity that nobody outside this, nobody outside this country has ever heard of, just these like tiny little religious and micro-ethnic identities that nobody gives a shit about 200 kilometers away.
The ruling class take advantage of that. The ruling class have historically always taken advantage of that. But I want to hard in here because if I don't hard in, we will go all day. I love doing it.
And let me say before I go.
Yeah,
I want everybody to remember, Nigeria is the only country, well, not the only country, but the main super powered African nation in West Africa that is not part of this Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger group,
AES.
AES. Okay. Yeah. And France is fucking crumbling. Okay. So do you really trust Nigeria to keep up with their, with the corruption and, unaccountable corruption? And you trust them, these people, to not overthrow their government? Because it's getting, David's talked about over, like people are getting pissed. They don't know what they're pissed about. It's like shit is not right here. And eventually, they're gonna start looking over on that side and like, man, hey, can you come over here? Let's just talk real quick. The resources that will not be guaranteed for Americans, maybe it won't be this year, maybe it won't be next year, but over the next 5 to 10 years, there is no guarantee you can protect those resources unless you provide a reason to have U.S. troops there on the ground to protect them. And so now, all of a sudden, those Muslims that aren't having as much success as they thought they would against AES, they're just being sent down to Nigeria. And it's, oh man, look at how many Christians are being killed. But that's kind of been a thing forever. So unfortunately, I mean, it's not a good thing, but y'all talking about it is sudden. That's the difference. It's not that it's a good thing that is happening. It's like, why are y'all concerned about Christians being killed now? Because 2 weeks ago, y'all didn't give a fuck. 3 weeks ago, y'all didn't give a fuck. 2 years ago, y'all didn't give a fuck. But after AES is out here kicking ass, taking names and resource and protecting resources and building up economies and single-handedly taking out NATO, like y'all cannot trust that Nigeria with this dumbass president they got in power can actually preserve U.S. interests there. So now you have to create a reason to be there since trying to get into the AES countries has not worked out. Oh, also, you gotta because I'm sure something's going on behind the scene with France, right? Like, I believe that truth, bro, France is fucking, they went from a first world country to a damn near developing nation in like a matter of months, and it's not being discussed enough. It is not being discussed enough. And the prime minister that was fired, was it the prime minister? I think it was. Yeah, the prime minister who was voted out. Vote of confidence. He said, bitch, like basically y'all can put a band-aid over this, like, but we all know why our economy is shit. And y'all can keep pretending, y'all can replace it as many times as you want to, but like the truth is, we needed Africa, and Africa kicked us the fuck out, and we have no resolution. We have no solution. There is nothing that can be done. And if they lose Nigeria too,
they're fucked.
They're done. And they're already fucked. So I really believe like that's what this is about, is having a reason to protect the resources, because they know if it isn't AES coming in by force to protect their own interests, it will be Nigerians eventually inviting AES in. And they have to have troops on the ground to prevent that from happening.